everyone, this video has been requested many times and I've been reluctant to film it, but I finally decided, what the heck, let's just go for it. So, comments are on approval. If you don't like watching these types of videos, now is your opportunity to click out. If you continue to watch and you don't like it, then the only person you have to blame for that is yourself. So, I have acquired over the last couple of years quite a few purses and a wallet from Louis Vuitton. And I'm not entirely sure how to say it. The only thing I find pretentious is when Americans try to say French words like a French person. So I don't know what to call them without sounding like a moron, but I'm just gonna, I'll use it interchangeably, LV, Louis Vuitton, whatever, you know which bag I'm talking about. So anyway, I've accumulated quite a few pieces in the last couple of years, and I really have my husband to thank for that. What can I say? The man likes to spoil me, and I appreciate it. So there you go. I'm going to take you through the whole ensemble of them and kind of show you some of the stuff that comes with it when you buy a bag, because I know for many of you, you don't live near a store that sells a Louis Vuitton bag, and so you wouldn't know what it's like. So here in San Antonio, there's not an actual freestanding Louis Vuitton store. There are two in San Antonio that are inside. They're Louis Vuitton boutiques that rent space inside other stores. So there's one inside Neiman Marcus and there's one inside Saks Fifth Avenue, but they're not actually affiliated with either of those stores. So if you wrote a check to pay for the purse, you'd write it out to Louis Vuitton and your receipts from there and so forth. There are quite a few freestanding stores all over the world, and I was lucky enough to actually visit the flagship store in Paris with my friend Miriam. That was an just amazing experience, but we'll get into that later. So I'm just going to show you them in the order in which they came to be mine, and give you some of my feelings on the usefulness or not of the bag, and there we go. So the first bag that I got was the Tivoli. And I'm really boring, and I usually go with the classic monogram print, and I did. So this is the Tivoli. There's always letters that go after them, and I'm not entirely certain which one this is, but I will put it in the description box. So there's a smaller version of this, and I wanted the larger one. When I picked this one out, it took me over an hour. I feel like when I'm making a purchase that costs this much, I really want to be sure that this is the one I want. So, anyway, here it is. You've seen it in videos before, but it's a pretty good size bag. The reason I chose this one was because I wanted to use it as an everyday bag, also take it with me when I travel, and so I wanted something that had a good size to it. And I wanted it to have a zipper, which it does, so that everything could be secure inside. Inside it has two pockets here. Usually I keep makeup, like lip glosses and powders there, and pens there. And then on this side there's a larger pocket, and I usually keep my phone in there when I use it. The inside is just slightly dirty canvas. This one was made in the USA. When you get to really get into these, I'll dig through a whole pile to see if I can find one that was made in France or somewhere else. But at this point, I wasn't quite that psychotic. And so here's made in the USA. I'm not going to get into how you can tell whether it's a fake or not. There are some tells, but if you want to know that you're buying the real thing, go to a Louis Vuitton store. If you're not buying it there, it's probably not. No, it definitely isn't. This also has feet, little brass feet on the bottom, which I really liked because I set this down all kinds of places, and I like that the feet kind of protect it. I'll stand up really briefly to show you how it looks on. So there it is. Sorry, I can't really show you from head to toe, but it's about the size of my torso. I liked that sorry, let me pull my chair up. I like that it didn't poof out too much. It's not a very bulky bag. And I cannot remember exactly how much this cost. They're all around, well, they're not all, but I want to say somewhere between $1,600, $14, $16, somewhere around that range. 18. It's been a couple of years, and I honestly cannot remember. All this information, I will put the Louis Vuitton website below also, and you can click on that and peruse every single thing they make. So that's the Tivoli, and it's my first baby. Then, what came next? Then we went to Paris. Well, we went to London and Paris. If you follow me for a little while, you know about that. And my husband, my kind, sweet husband, who's a little bit crazy, thought it would be really cool to get a purse from the Louis Vuitton store on the Champs-Elysees. And so we went, and I think that's when I decided that I'm really into these bags, because the history behind it, it's more than just a purse. There's like a whole history, and there's a thought process, and the whole experience was amazing. Plus, I was there with my friend Miriam, who I met through YouTube, and it was really nice to share that experience with her, and it just made for a very memorable time. And the bag that we picked was this one. And this is the Thames, Thames. Again, they come in different sizes. I always pick the larger one, I don't know why. And I like that it's still good for every day, but I really wanted a bag I go to a lot of event type things during the day, luncheons and meetings and speakers and things like that, and I wanted a bag where I could still fit most of my stuff, but it just wasn't this big bulky thing, that it was much more tailored, and this really fits that. Now you can see I don't use this bag quite as much as the Tivoli, even though they're only a few months apart, and so you see how these straps have become darker with age, and this is still quite light. This will eventually oxidize, but hasn't gotten there yet. And again, the classic monogram pattern. And the reason I picked this bag was, again, the size, but also because on the nameplate, it has the address of the store, which they all do, whether I bought it in San Antonio or London or Paris or wherever. But for me, it will always remind me of where I was when I got this bag. And this one, again, has the zipper. It has an adjustable strap that I've never bothered to change. It has two pockets inside. One I keep, like I said, my phone usually in, and this one for pens. This one was made in France, as it should be. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. And that's that. Very simple. Not a lot to it, but just I very much enjoy it. I've seen people, tie scarves or little dangly keychains that they sell and to brighten these bags up, but I have not done that yet. Okay, then it was my birthday, and I really wanted one of those. I wanted a classic, and I wanted a spring bag. So my husband and I took the day off of work. It was a Friday, and we went to lunch at Neiman Marcus. They have a really nice restaurant there. And then we went downstairs to the Louis Vuitton boutique. Wrigley is not impressed. He would rather eat a toy. Wrigley, hey. Not yet, not yet. Anyway, I tried on a gajillion bags, and again, probably made the salesperson and my husband insane. And I picked this Speedy. This is the 30, I want to say. There's smaller ones and there's bigger ones, and now they have some that have a strap that you can put on it, and at the time, this was it. And anyway, this is the Damier Azur. Technically, to me, this looks gray, but if you look really closely, these little checkerboard things are like a blue, I don't know. There's allegedly like a navy blue. So this is my spring purse, and it has a little lock, and it's just really huge. I mean, you could put a bowling ball in here, I think. And it has one pocket that I keep the phone in, and then everything else just kind of gets thrown in. And I wanted to say also, most of them have these little, you can clip your keys to, which I never do, ever. And the idea is, and I also keep the key to the lock in here. At least I hope it is, yes. So here are the keys, and the lock really does work. I'll show you. I asked the sales assistant what was the point of this lock, and she said that when you zip it and you're traveling, you can lock the zipper shut. So like a pickpocket couldn't unzip it or whatever. I mean, okay, but, or if you're traveling and you've checked your bag and there's stuff in it, then I guess they can't get into it. And my response was if they want it in badly enough, they would just cut it open. But it's cute. I'm never actually going to, I'm never going to use the lock, but whatever. So anyway, so I bought this on a Friday, and I forgot to tell you, I think the Thames was the same price as the Tivoli, or right around the same price point. I'm not going to keep listing the prices because I'm going to get them all wrong. So just go on the Louis Vuitton website. It lists all the sizes, all the prices. It's a great place to lurk. I lurk on that site a lot. So anyway, you carry the bag like so, and you walk around like this. Well, after 2 days of walking around with this thing in my elbow, I decided that I'm not a lady who lunches. I mean, I am, but I can't walk around like this all the time. This is not, it was making me crazy. I like having my hands free. I move my hands around too much. Having to hold on to this or have it like this so that I can't move my arms around, it made me crazy. So the following Monday, I called my husband and said, I'm bringing this thing back and I'm going to exchange it for a purse that I'm going to use all the time. And he said, you know what? Why don't you just get that other purse too? He's the keeper. What can I say? So I went back on a Monday. They must love me there. And I brought home the Neverfull. You've seen this a million times. Of all the bags, this is the one that I use the most by far. It is the most handy. It fits everything I need and then some. I use it when I travel. It has, I know you've seen it before. It has that lovely lining. I love the lining. It has a key ring in there. You can clip it shut, which I almost never do. So you can clip it shut in the middle like that, so things don't fall out of it quite as easily. You can also, Bosley, no. You can also fold the sides in, which I'm going to attempt to do on camera. You need almost 3 hands to do it. And it basically changes the entire shape of the purse to make it look more like a structured bag, I would say, is the best way to describe it. So there you go. So now it looks like that. Totally different bag. So really handy for traveling because you can change it up from a tote bag to a structured bag and so forth. This is the Damier Ebene, I believe, ebony, whatever print, and I love it. I love it. I use this bag probably 90% of the time. Then, and you know what else I like about these bags? For me, they all have a story behind them. They're meaningful to me. It's not just a purse. Then, as many of you know, my dear Rookie, my first puppy, passed away in April, and I was very sad. I'm still sad. I still miss him. I mean, I love Wrigley, but he's not Rookie. So, anyway, my husband thought it would be, he wanted to cheer me up, and the day Rookie died, he went out for the day with one of my kids and our kids, and took me to dinner to try to cheer me up. Basically, he knew that I would stop crying if I was in public, because I was a little self-conscious about crying in public, so I'd keep it together. So to get me to stop crying, he took me out. And he presented me with this. This is the Zara wallet. I have no idea. It is in the monogram print. I think it's called Monogram Vernis. And it's like a deep burgundy almost. It's a patent leather. And it did not cheer me up. I mean, I was happy and I love it, but really nothing's gonna make you feel better when your dog dies, right? So I love it. He picked this out all by himself. Did I say it's the Zara? It's the Zara model in the Monogram Vernis, and the name of the color is something really weird, so I can't. Anyway, it has 4 credit card slots there, and then it has 6 more in the first pocket, and an envelope for money. There is no money in there. There are receipts. And another envelope for money here, and then you can cram a whole bunch of stuff in there, and then the change is in the middle. And that's the only thing I don't love about it, is that the change is in the middle, and so if you put too much change in, it gets really bulky. So it is quite a large wallet and it is very heavy. Then my last and most recent purchase, which I won't go into great detail about because it was just featured in a video, is the Eva clutch. It's not a clutch, but there it is, and you've seen it before, and whoop, there it is. And this was from, I bought this in Bermuda, and I love it. So, the other stuff I wanted to show you is when you buy them, they come in these beautiful big boxes, which I didn't save, so I apologize. And they all come with a little dust jacket. And they all look like this, just different sizes. I think this one's for the Eva. And it's just a flap, and you can put your little darlings to sleep in there when you're not using them and keep them protected. And I'm sad to admit that I kind of forget to do that. I do it with the Speedy because I don't use it for during the fall and winter, so that one I put to bed, so to speak. And then you get these ginormous, well, they're not ginormous, it depends what you buy. So this came with the Neverfull. This is the bag. And they're quite thick material, and so I save them because they're totally cool. When I can, I try to bring them home. So I had to throw out the box in Paris. I couldn't fit it in my luggage, and I was really sad. But yeah, so if I had to recommend one of these to start off with, like this is the purse if you're just starting your collection, I'd say honestly the one. Let me go with my least favorite to most favorite. So I think you gathered that I'm not the biggest fan of the Speedy. I mean, would I repurchase this? I honestly don't know. I mean, I do intend one day to pass these down to hopefully future daughters-in-law and or granddaughters. I know that's a long way away, but I do. And so I'm glad I have one of the, you know, a classic to hand down. It's just not as user-friendly, and I'm all about that aspect. I know many of you have this version and you love it, and I'm happy that you love it. I do enjoy that I have it. I just have other bags that I use more. This one is just for specific outfits and places that I'm going. So it's not as user-friendly. I enjoy looking at it though. I would say hands down my favorite everyday bag is the Neverfull. It's very casual. It holds everything. I think it matches pretty much everything that I wear. This is the medium size. I think this is the MM. There's a grand one, which is literally a GM, which is humongous. And I tried it on and it's just silly. I mean, I personally think it's a silly bag to walk around in. And then there's a smaller one that just to me, the scale doesn't look right. You know, of course, this is my own opinion. This is the one I like best. It is one of the less expensive, I mean, relatively speaking to the Louis Vuitton collection, it is one of the less expensive bags. It's under $1,000, which is hard to find in Louis Vuitton. So I say if you are looking for one to start off with and you want a larger bag, this is the one to go for. Love it. If you want a smaller bag and you want the most bang for your buck, I'm surprised at how much I really like the Eva. It was $675, somewhere in that range. And like I said, there's so many, you know, you can have it as a crossbody. You can take the strap off and use it as a shoulder bag. You can take part of the shoulder bag off. You can unclip the chain and you can reclip it and pretend like the strap's not there. And you can wear it as a wristlet. I mean, it just, or you can tuck all of that in, I think somehow, and just use it as a clip. Whatever. This bag is so versatile. It's like 3, maybe 4 bags in one. So I highly recommend that. And honestly, if you want a bag with a zipper, my favorite hands down is still the Tivoli. You can fit a lot in it. It's still a classy bag. And I adore it. I like them all, obviously. But if I had to, you know, rank my favorites, that's how it goes. As far as adding more to my collection, I'll never say never, but I'm not seeing a need for a bag that serves a certain purpose. I think I have a bag for every occasion, pretty much. I don't have a black evening bag from Louis Vuitton, but I have one from Tory Burch, so I really can't see buying another one. I would like to branch out to a different, like their leathers that are colors. I don't know what the name of that collection is, that isn't brown. You know, I would like to start exploring some other brands. One of the reasons that I haven't, to be perfectly honest, is that there's quite a price jump from a Louis Vuitton in the classic monogram to, say, a basic Gucci or Chanel. We're talking thousands of dollars difference. So in the designer handbag category, like the high end, I think Louis Vuitton is the least expensive of all of them. So that's one reason why I kind of stick with this one. And it's been fun collecting them, I have to admit. So anyway, that's my collection. I hope this was helpful to those of you that have been considering a Louis Vuitton purchase and maybe wanted a little more user information, if you will, on how they wear and stuff. I haven't had to really clean them. They don't seem to get dirty. I know the white Speedy one will, but so far so good. And you know, they're waxed leather basically, so nothing really sticks to them. Just a damp cloth probably will get off most things. But again, I would consult the Louis Vuitton website for the care of a Louis Vuitton. So that's it for me. I'm going to go play with my dogs, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.